Step 4, as soon as you do step 3, this is how sponsors do it, and this is suggested. You do step 3, you become willing, right? I don't know if I have a higher power. I do, but this is the thought. I don't know if I have a higher power. I don't know if I can get on this whole concept of the God thing in AA. It pisses me off, even though it says very clearly it's not a religious program. But you know what? My will and the life I've been living and the powerless and the unmanageability that I have, it's not working anymore. I've got to do something. And remember, this is me and you talking. We're not in the room right now. If the rooms hurt you, or if AA, you get shit on or whatever, this is me and you talking. So right now, I'm just willing. Yes, I admitted I'm powerless. Yes, I admitted that powerless over that substance has made my life unmanageable. And I'm willing to believe there's something out there greater than me. Think of that. There's something out there that is possibly greater than me. Maybe? Or are you at the top? Be willing. Or don't. But the people who are willing or think maybe they could be or don't want to be, just listen, okay? Jump right into step 4, okay? Step 4 does an inventory. So now you're willing. So now we're going to do the work. You admitted it. You're willing. Now we're going to do some work. Because this is the good shit. Ooh! So when I went to this retreat this weekend, we did a 4th step in front of everybody. There was 180 people there, almost 200 people there. I went up to the front. They had a big, huge notepad, and the speaker that was taking us through the 12 steps, we did a 4th step in front of everybody. What you do is you think of that person that is just pissing you the fuck off. You have a resentment towards, or you don't even think you have a resentment towards, but they're the reason that I can't get sober. My life is unmanageable. They're the reason for this. Or it's always my parents, my mom and dad, my siblings, my boss, and that guy that I used to date back in 2009, and the other guy I used to date, and then that friend I had in grade school, because they were... List these people. Also institutions. The jail that locked me up. They held me, and I told them that I was innocent. If you have a resentment towards that, or the middle school you went into, if it wasn't from us changing the stupid ass middle school and they didn't teach me enough, whatever it is, or the idea, well, my mom raised me to believe that, whatever it is, I don't know, whatever saying they had, that little saying that they had, your parents or your teacher, whatever it is, blood is thicker than water. I have a resentment against blood is thicker than water because my parents, they say you have to stick with me, and they always said that to me, but they were toxic. Whatever it is. So write those things down on a column, those things that you have these ick feelings towards. Write them all down. All of them. All of them. There are no rules to this. Imagine this is a free piece of paper. There is no rule. You just write it down. Even if it's a dog. I don't care. It could literally be everything and anything. Go back from the beginning of your timeline, and then all the way to now. And when I did this, I wrote out an entire timeline of my life because I get hyperfixated on things. And I realized there are a lot of mental blank spots in my timeline because I was drunk my whole life, my whole adult life, and up until then. And I don't know, there's a lot of blanks. So I wrote down 1986, the year I was born, all the way to 2020. One at the time, because I started doing the steps in 2021. So, wrote all these down, right? Then, let's get the piece of paper out, because they did give us a piece of paper at the thing. So who did I hurt? I know this is backwards, but who did I hurt on the first who did I hurt? My bad. Wrong one. Resentful. I'm resentful at. So, and then why? The cause. Why am I angry? What did they do to cause the anger? So, why did this person, institution, or idea, what has caused that anger? What is the reasoning for that anger or that resentment or that ick feeling, whatever that feeling is? When you think of that person, why? Because they outshined me. Because they told me I wasn't good enough. Because that idea, the blood is thicker than water, has told me that I have to stick with toxic family members. Whatever it is, you write down the why, right? The cause. Column 3 is affected. How has this affected my life? So you are doing an inventory on step 4. of everything that is bothering you, because usually as alcoholics or addicts, whatever, we're putting the blame on everybody else and we're not really looking at ourselves. So the idea of this step is to get all those feelings, because they say resentments lead you to drink. And I know that when I do wrongdoings now as a sober person, if I have a resentment towards somebody, which I have a few, and I need to address it right away, and some of them I haven't, and I need to go back through this step, which I am with my sponsor, but to write these things down, right? Because holding on to these resentments is a reason, well, you know what, fuck them, and then all these feelings come up and we drink because of feelings, and then you want to drink again. So what am I resentful at? Why? And then how does this affect my life? Well, my parents saying I was never good enough has I've never been able to progress in my career. I've never been able to be the best version of myself because of that. Or my boss has never, they don't give me the opportunity, so it's affected my self-esteem. I really don't think I'm good enough. So how has it affected your self-esteem, your security, your emotions? Has it affected your relationships, romantic relationships? And so what are the different aspects of your life? Your, like, as a person, your personality, how has it have affected or created this maybe another personality within yourself? So, and then column 4, what was my part in this? So whatever happened, I have to look at what I'm doing. So say it's a past situation. This ex-boyfriend did all these things. This is why. This is what's affected. Well, what's my part in this now? Because that ex-boyfriend doesn't exist anymore. We're not in contact anymore. I keep holding on to it energetically. I have held on to this feeling and keeping this person alive who is no longer in my life anymore. That's how I have, that's like my part in this. So putting out of mind the wrongs others have done, I resolutely look at my own mistakes. So note, what did I do, if anything, to set in motion circumstances in which caused people or institutions to hurt me and eventually lead to my resentments? So say it is an institution, it's your job, and your job keeps not promoting you, and they're promoting other people. And so what is my part in that? I stay at the job. I gossip. I go out of my way to hurt other people at that job because they hurt me. My parents, I keep blaming them for my past stuff. I keep, I keep putting myself back in these toxic situations. That was my own example. I kept putting myself back in this toxic situation, knowing that it was going to harm me every time I walk back into it. So I've had to remove myself and go into contact with somebody in my family, because every time I walk back into it, that's my wrongdoing. What she does is her own personal venture. She is not going to change, and I kept expecting her to change. So, where have I been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, frightened, or inconsiderate? So what are my character defects against this? Which of the above character defects caused me to do what I did and hold on to the resentment even though I may have done nothing to cause it? So what character defects, manipulation, selfishness, self-seeking, insecurity, like what are these character defects that are causing you to stay in this situation? And then identifying those. Doing this is very difficult. Imagine the person that you have the biggest resentment towards, the person that has caused all the harm in your life. And you believe this person or this institution, this idea is the reason. Imagine this thing and imagine them and then having to go through these steps. It's very difficult for some people because they don't want to see or look at where they're wrong in this. Because I'll tell you what, when I went up and did my 4-step against my person that I have a resentment towards, it's all her fault. That's what I want to believe. But where was I wrong in it? And that's what I have to identify, because she's going to do whatever she does with or without me. It's my responsibility to take action and do the things I need to do to maintain and keep my peace. And if that means cutting this person out or putting up boundaries, that's what I've got to do for me. And that's my responsibility, to not hold on to these things anymore, to not keep these things in my space anymore. So sometimes it's removing the thing, sometimes it's putting up boundaries, or sometimes it's changing your entire perspective of whatever that thing is that's harming you. And that's step 4. and it's a big one, and that's a lot of people don't make it through this one, but it's